Hey out there, if you're watching this, it's probably because you are a business owner and you are like so many thousands of people out there that are struggling every day to keep a consistent contact with your customers. This is one of the hardest things to establish because most of you go to work and you work 9 hours a day and you come home or go to your office and you're exhausted, you aren't motivated, possibly. And you're just looking for a system that's easy to use, something that you can just grab, and it's right there. It has the answers in it. It tells you when you need to do something and who you need to contact, and you can easily follow up with your notes. So I have worked in many different offices before, whether it be medical offices, wedding planning, helping my husband who owns a service-based business, helping my mom who owns a salon, and it's fascinating to me when I go into a business and if I ask them a simple question like, hey, when's the last time that you contacted your customers? When's the last time that you ran a special and you sent out flyers or promotions or Christmas cards? A lot of times they just feel so frazzled and tired by the end of the day that they don't have an answer for that. And it frustrates them and they'll try something, it doesn't work out, and they just put it down and it's like, well, I don't know what to do. So I'm going to show you a system that I've developed for my direct sales business, and I can easily translate this into any business. I offer customization as far as the forms go. All the forms that I discussed today I can customize for you based on exactly what you need, but the forms that you're about to see are what I use for my direct sales company because I sell Scentsy, and I need to be on top of things because this is not something I do full time. It's something I do when I have time. So my full-time job is being an elementary school teacher, and as I'm sure you can imagine, you have to be extremely organized and you have to be able to manage your time wisely if you want to be a successful teacher. So in order for me to be a teacher, a wife, and a Scentsy consultant, I need to be on top of things and I need to be motivated and not get burnt out. So the first thing that I advise is either you can contact me and I can make your folder for you because that's one less step you have to do. It would save you between 10 and 20 hours. Okay, so I would be more than happy to design it for you and get it in the mail for you, and you'd get it right away. And the first thing I definitely advise is that you find something that's going to motivate you and that you're actually going to want to use. So find a color that you like, something that pops. I like girly stuff, so I designed this to be nice and girly. But, you know, if you already have a logo or a brand for your business, I can easily pop that in there and I can do the colors that you like. Double-sided cardstock on color, and this is something that when I grab it, I feel energized instantly, and I feel like I want to work on my business today because not only is it cute, but it's me. So when I brand something, it's right there, okay? This folder right here is meant for you. This is not something that I would hand to my customers to look through. This is for me and my sake. So when I open up my folder, I always have a if found, who do I return this folder to? Because my business is based on sales. Right here are my order forms ready to go. They're already hole punched. They're copied. It's not going to delay the process. If I have an order, I can grab something and go. So based on whatever your business is, that's what would be here, whatever form you're going to be filling out. Right here I have a zipper pouch with all the essentials I would need right away. Always stamps, because if you're doing marketing, you're going to need some stamps to mail things out. Sharpies, Post-its, labels, highlighters, things like that. Anything you think you'd need right away to use, put in there. I always use protector sheets just because if I have nice papers or masters, I can always keep them in there. Okay, now here's the heart of my system that I've designed. I'm going to fold it right here, and this is what would work for any business. So if you're an order-based business, you're going to be having some of these tabs, and if you don't do orders, we can always alter them. But this first divider is important. It's contacts. And when you open it, this is just a very quick customer or client guide. This is something you can look at easily, and it's going to show you, let me just tilt this. This is just something where if you wanted to, say we're going to be doing a mailer, you could easily look and see, okay, today I'm going to focus on this specific city. You can go through all your customers in this column and you would look and see where they live and focus on those specific people. If you're focusing on your marketing, right here's this column, found me from, And you can be as specific as you want in that column, but if you're going to be spending money on your marketing, you need to do it with the energy and with the money in the specific area that it's actually being effective. So I could go through and easily tally mark stuff. So was it a Facebook ad? Was it a print ad? Was it a meet and greet? Was it a referral? And the other great thing is if you do a referral program, and I'm hoping you guys can see that. If you do a referral program, you would write, maybe you have a code. I would write maybe a big R for referral and the person's name that referred them to me. And maybe you'll count them up right here. And after every 3, you do something special just so that the people that are referring to you feel special. You can say, hey, Jeff referred 3 people to me, 1, 2, and 3. Now I'm going to send something out to him. Their email address goes here. So if you're going to do an email marketing campaign, you have the information there. So this is just your quick reference guide. Every single one of your customers will be on here. And I usually keep about 5 copies in here. But again, this is just a quick reference. This is not every tiny detail about your client. That's on the other forms. This is just a nice quick reference guide. So again, this is your first tab. I labeled it Contacts. There's your customers. And then, because mine is an order-based, let me grab a solid piece of paper so you guys can see this better. Because mine is an order-based business, my next tab is to be ordered with a huge red dot, because this is my priority. So what happens for me, because it's order-based again, once someone places an order with me, I go to the front and I'm going to grab one of these forms and I'm going to fill it out. This is an order form, and this is the form that I can customize for you. I'll put your logo or company name here, and then whatever else you need customized from it. But this right here, you're going to be marking, is it a new customer or returning customer? Where did they find me from? Their name, shipping, everything like that. And then here's where we would alter it. So for me, because it is an order, it'd be quantity, what they purchased, what they spent, and then all of the money and order stuff goes here. If it's a large order, it goes on the back. I can even put notes down here about preferences, things like that. So for Scentsy, for instance, I would put scent preferences, or maybe notes about their personality, things that they liked. Maybe they mentioned that they really want to see the Halloween collection when it comes out. I would put notes on here. But down here, after you take care of your order and totals, down here is where it's essential. You're going to say paid, what was the method of payment, and when did they pay, the date. What date did you place that order? And then once I get the tracking for their package, I look and see what date it's supposed to be there. Hopefully this is clear for you guys to see. I'll put the date that it's supposed to arrive right here. And I always message my clients so that they know when it's coming. And then when did they get the item? A week from that date, I need to follow up with them. Then it's going to be a month from there, and then 3 months. So it might seem a little overwhelming or confusing, but once we go through this, it will make sense. So, there. That's an order form. So if you're a realtor, if you own a service-based, maybe cleaning business, if you have a hair salon, this is where things can be altered. So if I have a customer, let's pretend I have a hair salon. I have a customer come in. You're going to need their general information, so most likely that will stay the same. If you have a logo for your business, pop. I'll put it right there for you. But for a hair salon, we might need to add things in here like what brand of hair color and what color exactly was it. Maybe in here instead of product name, it will be service received. Haircut with the date, how much they paid. Maybe you want to write if they left a tip or about what kind of hair they had. Notes, maybe they prefer whatever. So that's where things can alter, but this sheet is going to tell you every single time you interacted with that customer and they received a service or a product from you, so that way you can refer back to it. Okay, so let's pretend someone just called me and they want some Scentsy. I place their order, or no, they order from me. I write the date that they order from me, and now I'm going to put it in my to be ordered tab. So that one with a big red dot, because we know that's a priority, that's going to go in here. Okay, so it's sitting in this tab, and then the minute that I go through and I submit the order, I'm going to move this order out of my to be ordered, and it's going to go to my next tab, which is pending delivery, which means it's sitting in the computer. They're packaging it, they're sending it, whatever you make for your business. It's sitting there. We're waiting for it to be delivered. Pending delivery. It's sitting in here waiting. Once the delivery comes, then I'm going to pull out their sheet and it's going to have their information. So now there's their phone number. I can call them instantly and say, hey, your order's here. Let's meet up. And then I already have my 1 week follow-up date. So I go, I deliver their package. I talk to them. Everything's great. I now move their paper out of pending delivery. It's not pending anymore, guys. We just delivered it. So now what we're going to do is we're going to think, okay, when's the next time I need to contact them? Well, according to this paper, after I deliver it, I need to follow up in a week to make sure everything was awesome, that everything that met their expectations, the package worked out well, there's no damages, that they use it, they don't have questions, things like that, just that 1 week follow-up. So I'm going to look at that date. So if today is August 1st, a week from now would be August 8th. So I already wrote August 8th. So this paper right here is going to go from pending delivery. I just went, knocked on their doorstep, gave them their items. I'm now going to move it from pending delivery to the next month that they need contact, and that's going to be in August. Because we determined on this sheet, when I looked here, the next time I need to contact them, we wrote was August 5th, or what was it, August 8th, whatever day it was. But it was in August regardless. So I'm going to move it in here. Okay, so it's going to sit in the August form. Now, here's how the system works. You're going to pick 1 or 2 days, depending on how busy you are and how many clients you have, 1 or 2 days in which you just focus on customer contact and follow-up. For me, I'm going to look at my schedule, and maybe a day that's a little bit lighter, or days that I know I have to spend in the office, that's going to be my day. So let's say I pick Tuesday. Well, Tuesday's here, what do? I'm going to probably browse on the internet, I'm going to go through maybe my notes, and I'm going to probably waste a lot of time just kind of guessing, who do I need to contact? What's their phone number? Oh, I need to go read this email and look for their phone number. I got to dig through these contracts, try to find their information. Why waste that time? Your guys' time is so precious and so valuable. There's no need to waste that time. So here's what you're going to do. If you order the binder from me, it will be set up, ready to go. But in addition to these first 3 tabs, which were contacts, to be ordered, pending delivery, you're going to have a tab for every single month of the year. Okay, so all of this. In addition to that, this one's being worked on, but what it will have is behind the tab, when you open it, instantly you're going to see a monthly view calendar. So what's great is, say that it is Tuesday, August 1st. It's my official day once a week to work on my customer contact. I'm going to open up my August tab, and I'm going to have all my customer forms sitting in there that I need to contact sometime in August. And then I'm also going to have a calendar that I can fill out with maybe their birthdays or just names. Maybe August 1st I need to contact Jessica and John and Sarah, whoever. I'm going to have their names on that little calendar week. I'm just going to jot it real quick. So then when I have the time set aside to work on my customers, I open it up. There's all their information, and they're going to travel through this folder system for an entire year. Okay, and then after that is when I pull them out, and then I store them away. And then if they order again, I'm going to attach their order forms from last year or last order. I'm going to staple them together, and they're going to have their own file folders in the end. So this system right here works really well if you are looking for contact with customers within a year, just because you're traveling from January to December, and it works really well. So after you contact them to follow up in a week saying, hey, did you like your stuff? How's everything working? Maybe give them a tip about your product or ask if they have any questions, things like that. That's the time, too, that I generally ask, hey, if you have time, would you mind liking my Facebook page? Would you be okay leaving a review? You know, things like that. That's when I usually do it, is after a week that they've had that product in their house so that they've been able to try it. I only ask people that are absolutely in love with the product, because if they're on the fence, don't ask them to go write a review. Just don't. Seriously. But after a week, they're good. Everything's awesome. If they did not say, can you contact me next week? I want to make another order. If they were just like, yeah, everything's good, the next time you're supposed to call them is in a month from that date. So I've already jotted down all these dates. So I called them August 1st. They're good. Take their folder, or I'm sorry, their paper out of August. Next time I contact them is going to be September 1st. So then I move this order form from August to September. So then my first Tuesday in September, when that's my day to sit down and work on my customers, I'm going to open up my September tab, and there's all of my customers I need to contact. So that's how that works. Again, I can absolutely customize this depending on what business you run and what needs you have. And the other thing I like to jot down too in the notes, see how I left all this room, is anytime I send out a postcard or a flyer or a thank you note, I'll write down the date and what I sent, just a real quick jot. That way I kind of know I'm not sending out 2 thank you cards for the same thing. That would be terrible, and it would look like you were absolutely messed because you sent them 2 cards for the same thing. So this just kind of helps you with that. After that, in my folder, towards the very back after the month tabs, I like to keep extra protector sheets. Let me just move this down. I like to keep extra protector sheets in the back, and this is where I store things like my stickers. Or if you have pre-made labels, maybe mailing labels, like your return address labels, I put them in here. If you went on Shutterfly or Vistaprint, you made a bunch of flyers or postcards, you could store them in here. I also keep masters of all of my stuff in here. And then for my last one, I generally put a label, and it just says receipt. So anytime I have a label, or I'm sorry, a receipt, I could throw it in here really quick. I don't have to think about it. It's not going to be stashed in a bunch of different boxes or bags. And then back here, there's always an extra pocket for whatever you want, really. It could be some of your listings, some of your colored prints, anything and everything. So that is my system. It seems really basic, like why didn't I think of that? But after I've worked with so many companies and I've tried at least 20 different systems, and we've pulled our hair out together with the companies I've worked on when things weren't going right, I really thought about the pros and cons, what worked and what didn't work, and I put this together, and so far I've gotten a really good response on this. So again, you can write me, we could talk about prices or talk about your needs, and I am more than willing to work with you. So that's the system. Alright guys, have a great day, and I will talk to you soon. I wish you all success with your business. Bye.